welcome back to my channel. So this is my second podcast episode, which is really exciting. I feel like I've done a reasonable amount of stuff since the last one. I'm not quite sure when the last one was. Just going to follow the normal podcast layout. So starting with finished objects, which is only kind of one, technically half of one. Any works in progresses, and acquisitions and what I'm planning to make in the future. So I hope you enjoy the video and let's get started. So my one and only finished object is this sock. It is only one sock, so technically it's not really a finished object, it's half of a full thing, but I finally finished this sock. I have talked about it in another video, but I feel it's a bit big really, so I did the 72 stitch sock where I feel it could have been the 64 because of the size of the needles that I used as well. So on the second pair I'm doing the 64 stitches but in the same size needle, and in the future I think what I'm going to do is downsize my needle as well because it is quite big gauge. I do believe this is the 2.75mm needle, so definitely going to do 2.5 next time. I love this yarn. Let's have a look. Well, this is the Rico Design bamboo rainbow sock yarn. I really like it. It's really soft. I feel like it's going to work well, and I like the pattern it makes as well. I thought it was really cute and pretty. I've started the second one. What I've learned is instead of just finishing this and starting the second one another day, I immediately cast it on because I know I'm terrible for not doing the second sock. It's really bad. So I've cast on already 64 and started the ribbon in the same size needles. I did have to use them for another project, so I've just popped it on hold for the time being until I can start it again. Also, I didn't start it at the same colour. I just started it randomly anyway and thought it's kind of matching but not at the same time, but it's worked out. It started at this colour here, so it's not much different really. But yeah, so I'm excited for this one. I feel like this is a really good sock to do on the go. It's so easy because I'm doing the Crazy Sock Ladies vanilla sock pattern. So really simple, really easy. The heel flap and gusset with the normal toe. And I love a heel flap and gusset. It fits my foot perfectly and I enjoy doing it as well. I haven't actually tried any other type of heel on a sock, so I do need to do that just to try it out. But I'm happy with this, so I don't want to change it really. Also, I've come across, I feel like I'm talking really fast. I've come across a few patterns that start from the toe up. So I thought that might be a bit interesting to try one time. I'm very much a creature of habit. I like to do what I like to do. So yeah, that's my one kind of finished object because it's one finished sock, but not quite a finished project fully because it's only one sock. So my next project is this, well, you could say self-drafted but not really, sock that I found out how to do ruffle. I did talk about this in my other podcast, and all I've done is about 2 rows, started the heel, and that's it. Mainly because I didn't have a long enough wire to do it properly. So I put one side of the stitches on hold and was using this tiny little needle to go back and forth, and it's not quite working out as I would hoped. So what I'm going to do is I have bought some more of the wire, so I'm going to just make it longer and do it as a normal magic loop method, and I think that'll be a bit easier. But I am excited to finish these actually. I felt last night that I did actually want to work on them, so that's good. I have loads and loads of projects on the go and I just pick them up when I want to. I was getting a little bit stressed about trying to complete all my whips, but in the end I just think it doesn't matter. And I did tell myself I wasn't allowed to start any new projects until I'd finished all of my whips, which that was just a barefaced lie to myself really, because I have started new projects. I've started like 2 or 3 actually, but hey ho, you know, we've got to be happy, haven't we? And this makes me happy. So this sock is made out of this Mondin, and it's Portuguese yarn, and it's really nice actually. It feels like it's going to be quite sturdy. And I also am using Drops Kid Silk Mohair, which is so bloody itchy, but it's socks, so it'll be absolutely fine. So if you can hear the planes going by, we live next to a military base, so it can't be helped really. They're always going by. My next work in progress is this Songbird mitten. I haven't done any more on this either, which is really terrible, but it's getting into the spring. Well, it is the spring, and I'm not likely to use it, so I might just park these and not discuss them. Oh, I just found a needle in my project bag. I might just park these until about September time, when I'll pick them up again and I'll finish them. But I do think they're just looking really pretty, and I think they're going to be absolutely gorgeous when they're finished. So it only comes in one size, and I haven't got big or haven't got small hands, so I am worried about the fit, but we shall see. Also, what I've seen online is people talking about like wishing they didn't catch the floats with the colour work, and I've only caught a couple of the floats, as you can see. But the reason that people aren't wanting to is if you're using a light colour, I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but you can kind of see the floats through it, and it's not cute really. So I'm not going to catch any more floats throughout it. I think it will be fine, because the longest is about that, and you know, if the finger slips through it, it slips through it. I'll just have to pull it back out. So the yarn I'm using for this one is the West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, which is 75% wool, 25% nylon. I did discuss this in another video, but I kind of wish I didn't use this cream colour because it is a mitten, so it's probably going to get dirty. But you know, these things happen and it looks cute. So that's kind of the most least interesting whips I've got on the go at the moment in this gorgeous little Emma Ball bag. I love it so much. So moving on to my bigger projects that are going on at the moment. I have got my poppy vest. Let me just get it out. So I have worked a bit on this. It's very slow going because of the colour work, and I struggle to concentrate, so I can only really do this when I want to just fully focus on my knitting and not watching TV or chatting to people. But I do feel like I've got a nice good chunk done. Let me get a pretty side for you. I'm really excited to block this out though. So this is where I am up to. So I've started my next poppy, which is upside down. And I think it just kind of repeats the pattern now going forward. And this is made out of Jamieson's Spindrift, I believe it's called. So yeah, Jamieson's Shetland Spindrift. I have changed the colours a little bit from the pack that you can buy. Would I change them again? I'm not sure, because I've had a bit of trickiness about the colours standing out and the contrast of it. I'm really not very good with colours, so I need to do some learning around colour theory and contrast and different ways of figuring out, is it going to be seen or not, because I have done myself dirty multiple times choosing the wrong colours. What I did do though, I did a swatch of the Jamieson's just to see how it would kind of block out, how it would feel, because at the moment it is a very rough feeling yarn. It is itchy, but not kind of torture itchy, just kind of, oh, that's a bit itchy. So what I did is I knitted up a little swatch and blocked it, because I heard online that people say it blooms and it can really change the look of it. And it really did actually. It did bloom a bit more. It softened ever so slightly, but I think that maybe after more washing and things like that, it might soften a bit more. But I did just do it the once. But it definitely bloomed and filled up the little gaps more, which I'm really glad about, because I do think this is a little bit gappy. I don't know if you can tell. And it's a bit uneven really. But yeah, so I'm really excited to block it. I just want to block it now, to be honest. I'm dying to see what it's going to look like. But I have to be patient And I guess there's nothing wrong with blocking it midway through, because I do see people do that online. But yeah, I'm not sure about it. It's also really quite nice and thick and squidgy, so it's going to be really nice in the winter, autumn months. But I'm hoping to get this done in the next few months, just because I'm excited and I want to see what it looks like. Also, I'm really looking forward to the steeking part. It seems a bit scary, but I've never steeked anything before, and it looks really cool, to be honest. So I'm quite looking forward to getting to the steeking part, although I'll probably have multiple meltdowns trying to figure out how to do it. But we can only try, can't we? The thing is though, if I do mess it up, I will be devastated, because it's a lot of hard work that's gone into it, but I really do love it. And the actual colour work itself isn't hard. I feel like a very beginner could do it. It's just time consuming, I think. And actually, could a beginner do it? Because the tension, to figure out tension is a bit tricky. If you've never done colour work before, you don't want your kind of floats to be too tight, because it cinches it a bit and creates these ruffles, which did happen at the beginning, but I'm hoping they will block out. But you don't want it to be too loose either. So it's a balance really between your tension, good colour contrast, and bringing the yarn forward as you're meant to, so that that's the dominant yarn as well. So there's one that goes under is the dominant colour. So what I've done is the ivory colour in the background is always the non-dominant colour for me, apart from in the centre of these poppies. I do make the ivory the dominant colour so you can see it. And I have noticed a huge difference. So you can see the first poppies I did, I don't think I did that. And you can't really see the centre ivory colour in the middle of the poppies. Where on the next rows, I did do it as the dominant, and I feel like you can see it so much more. So I'm really happy with that, and that's what I'm going to do going forward as well. And I just love looking in this bag of yarn at all these Jamiesons. I definitely will use this yarn again for colour work, and I've got some plans for the future, the distant future, to use Jamiesons again, because colour work wise, this being so toothy and grippy, it makes colour work far more easier than, in my experience, than when I've used a slipperier yarn. So that's quite exciting. Next, a project that I can't wait for it to be finished. It's been driving me up the wall for multiple reasons. The first being, it's not for me. That sounds so selfish, but I'm really not that fond of making for other people, but I love giving them it. And I love the thought that I've handmade that for somebody. But the actual art of making it, knowing that it's not yours, is really hard, especially when it's not your style as well. So that's the first thing. The second thing is it's 4-ply on 2.75mm needles, I believe, which is so tricky because it takes 12,000 years. Thirdly, it's for my husband, and so sizing wise it needs to be a lot more taller and a bit more broader on the shoulders, so it means more stitches basically. Oh, I should have maybe told you what I'm making. So this is the Jeepers jersey. I feel like I've done so much on this since my last podcast, so I am quite proud of myself. And I think the main reason is I've just wanted it to be finished. So it's worked from the bottom up. It starts with this folded hem, and it's not ribbed or anything. Was it the bottom up? Yeah, it was bottom up. Yeah, so folded hem, then you just work in the round all the way up to when you start your block colour. And this part felt like years, absolutely years, mainly because it's black yarn, 4-ply on 2.25mm needles. no, 2.75 millimeter needles. But I feel so proud of it now, to be honest. And then I've done this part here, which is going to be, oh, I feel like I'm not saying anything. So this is a cycling jersey for my husband. It's the Jeepers jersey by Lydia Morrow. And my husband's going to be using it for cycling as well. So that's really exciting. Ideally, I would have had this done in winter time for him to use it. But it looks like it's going to be done for next winter, which is fine. He's happy with just having it. He is like every 2 seconds, oh, is it finished, is it finished? He's quite looking forward to having it, which I'm excited for him to have it too, but there's been an issue. So I finished this sleeve and I was dead excited, really proud. And then I started this sleeve and I've got 6 rows left and I've run out of black yarn. I can't believe it. I can't actually believe that I've run out of yarn. And I didn't realise, I thought I had another ball somewhere, but I really didn't. And I've gone on, so the yarn I'm using is the Hobby Extra Fine Merino, which is so soft and absolutely delicious. I'm definitely going to make myself something out of this. And there's not one bit of itch at all. And even when I put this next, it's soft and beautiful and squishy. So I'm definitely going to use this. But the black is completely out of stock and has been for weeks. And I'm devastated because I felt like I could see the finish line. But no finish line for me in the near future. And when I've Googled online, people have said it's taken like 3 months for it to come back in stock. So that's a bit of a shocker. So what I have done is I have ordered some Extra Fine Merino from somewhere else, which is a bit risky because it will be obvious if it's different. And so I'm going to see if it's the same. And if it's close enough, then I'll just finish it off in that other yarn because I'm dying to finish it. Once I finish the sleeve, I'm then going to duplicate stitch B and C on here. So I need to design that. So that's definitely something I can do while I'm waiting for the yarn to come through. Also, I need to sew in a zipper here. So I bought the zipper online and I got a dressmaking zipper because it was a little bit more delicate and cuter than the original zipper I bought. So that I'm putting off a bit because I don't know how to do it. I feel like it's quite simple when I've Googled it online, but yeah, I need to just go ahead and do it. Also, I want to block it before I put the zipper in so that I know exactly the tension, really, because I don't want it to grow once I've sewn the zipper in, because it won't be able to grow around there and then it might look a bit silly. So, lesson learned from this is get enough yarn. Number 2, my husband wanted the white bit bigger. So I did the right amount of stitches that it said on the pattern, but increased it by 16. And what that did is when it came to the armholes were huge because they had 16 extra stitches that didn't need to be there. So this was the first one that I did, and I had to pick up the stitches it said in the pattern, but I had to skip more than what the pattern says to do, which then has left it looking a little bit scruffy. I don't know if you can see. It looks a bit cinched and a bit scruffy, really. So on this one, I decided I'm going to pick up as many stitches to make it look nice and then rapidly decrease as soon as I can to get to the right amount to make the armhole not huge on him. And it worked out really well. I feel like that side looks a lot neater. So I'm quite impressed with myself because I'm not that experienced in knitting, really. And I'm basically winging it the whole time. But yeah, so I'm quite impressed with how I managed to do that. I probably shouldn't say that about myself, but I am. So yeah, I'm waiting on the yarn to come through, then I can finish the sleeve, put the BMC on, and then he can use it. My husband has said that he will, what's it called? Model it for me. So once it's all done, you can put it on and see what it's like. There is a few little that I did, so it is a little bit short for him, but that is fine because when you wear a cycling jersey, it is quite short on you because you're wearing these like bib shorts and bib tights underneath, so it's not like his belly's going to be hanging out or anything. Also, he is losing weight at the moment, so it is on the smaller side ever so slightly, so that when he loses more weight, it's not going to be too big because you want them quite form-fitting, really, a cycling jersey. So yeah, I'm really excited with that. And it does, yeah, that does look quite short, really, considering he's 6'2". Oh well. He has been asking very persistently that he wants another one made in red. And I am so traumatised from doing this one that I'm like, absolutely not. But he is very persistent in his asking. So we shall see. If I make another one of these, I will be shell-shocked. So next is some new projects that I've started and cast on. This is when I had like a moment of, screw it, I'm going to cast on whatever I want. So I did. So last podcast, I think I was talking about the Agnet cardigan by Petite Knit, that I really liked it, and it's quite similar to the cardigans that I have now but are too big and scruffy looking, really. So I was really keen on making that one because I knew that it was a style that I would wear and get a lot of use out of. So what I did is, on my last video I was talking about me selling some things on Vinted just that I had hanging around, and I made 150 something pound in a day, which I was shocked about. So I said everything that I make on Vinted is going towards my wool fund, and yeah, it just makes it a bit more fun, I guess. And when I was on Vinted, I thought, oh, let me just have a look, see if there's any yarn on there, and I found a bargain. Sorry, my needle's scratching on the table. So I actually found a right bargain. What I found is these, let me get one out. What I found is these Geordie Long Alba merino and alpaca blend tweed yarn. It was on Vinted for 6 of them was £23 for 6 balls. And how much is in a ball? Let's have a look. So what it is 50% wool, 25% alpaca and 25% viscose. There's 350 meters per ball. So there's absolutely loads, and I've got 6 of them. It feels really lovely. I just love that colour. I think it's quite autumny. So this is going to be my autumn Agnet cardigan, and winter, I guess. So far, I have made this much of the cardigan, and I've still got a load of the ball left. I haven't even gone through one yet, so I think I'm going to have loads left, to be honest. So, about the Agnet cardigan, it starts with, 1 minute, I'm all tangled. It starts with a double knit band, which I have never done before, and it's really clever actually. I quite like it. At the beginning it was very much a faff. It was quite difficult to get everything where you need it and figure out exactly what it means when in the instructions, and at one point you need 3 different needles, so it was chaos. But I figured it out. So you start with the button band, and then you do the brioche, which I've never done brioche before either, and it's so fun. I love the feel of it. It's so squidgy and stretchy. I feel it looks very neat as well, and it's fun to do. It takes absolutely ages though, so I'd spent hours and hours and I hadn't gone far, but it didn't matter because it was fun and I was enjoying it, so I didn't care how much I'd done. And yeah, so then you do these increases, you do this part, and now I'm on to the shoulder part, I'm guessing. So that goes on your back and this comes around your shoulder, I think. I'm just going with the flow and seeing what happens. What I do like about Petite Knit patterns is the little videos that come along with it. Find them really, really helpful because it can be really tricky deciphering what the instructions mean when they're written. And I've got dyslexia, so my understanding of written instructions is dire anyways. So I've really appreciated the videos that go along with it. The only thing I'd say about the videos is, well, I can't complain about this really because So the videos aren't in English, but there's English subtitles, but it's really tricky to read the subtitles and watch what's happening and everything. But I guess that's fine. I can't whinge about that because the designer isn't English, so it's not going to be in English, so that's fine. I need to stop whinging. But this bit feels like it's going so fast. So the other reason I'm excited is I have another one on the go at the same time in the most sweetest colour ever. And basically in the Agnet cardigan instructions, it recommends the Iskar Tvini, I think it's called, and a mohair. And so I knew that I couldn't use mohair, it's really mega itchy for me. So I was having a look in the yarn store. I found some alpaca lace weight yarn from Iskar again, and it was the, what was it called again? Soft fine one, but it was so expensive. So I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not paying that price. I mean, I will if I really like it, that's fine, but I didn't know if I was gonna like it. So what I did was I bought one skein of the Tvini and one skein of the soft fine in these colours that I absolutely adore. Let me show you. So the soft fine I got in this limey, beautiful colour. Yeah, it is soft, to be honest. It is a little bit itchy still. I thought when I felt it in the shop, it didn't feel at all, but it's not. Well, I wouldn't say itchy, you're aware that it's there, if that makes sense. And then I also got the Iskar Tvini in the colour 61, which is like this nice ballerina pink colour. Because that's what I originally wanted to pair these two to make the Agnet cardigan. So what I did is I just did up a swatch. The colours I thought were quite cool together because it was very different. However, I'm so glad I did this and didn't buy all the yarn that I needed, because I was very tempted, to be honest. Because when I knit up the swatch, I really didn't like the look of the alpaca. I felt like it looked really scruffy. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but it is quite, I think, scruffy looking. And I just did not like it at all when it was knit up. So that was a spanner in the works, really. So I've got this now, which I think I'm going to make a bow out of. I knew that I really loved this, which is, I believe it's lamb's wool. Let's have a look. It's from Denmark, 100% pure new wool. So I knew I loved this. This feels a little tiny itchy, but nothing terrible. And what I did, I watched a YouTube video and someone was talking about the Filcolana Alva, and they were making some mittens out of them, and I thought, that is so cute. So I ordered 2 skeins to make the mittens, and when it came, I thought that would be actually perfect for the lace weight that needs to go with this, and the colour is really smashing. So I did up a swatch of this and I loved it. So this is what I'm going to make another Agnet cardigan, which is ridiculous because I should make another one, but I really like this style and the stitch of it, really. Started this and I've bought all the yarn I need. And I managed to get the same dye lot on both, which I feel really lucky about because I didn't order it all at once. And so let me show you. This is the beginning. So this is the double knit band. And what you do is you put one side on hold and then you do this side and then you'll pick up these stitches and do that side as well. But I have paused it for a moment, and the reason being is my gauge can be off quite often and I absolutely refuse to do a gauge swatch, which I really need to learn to do in the future because it's ridiculous. Or what I'm going to do is I'm knitting this up in an XL, which so basically I've lost some weight and I'm like a size UK 14/16, more 14 now. But I really don't know what sizing I'm in making things. I do the XL because I think I am still quite broad, really, and it's a safe bet. But I did the XL in the Louisiana sweater and it really was not big at all. It was, to me, that is like a large non-XL. And it's quite tight on me. So I really don't know what size I am, to be honest. So I've done this in an XL, and I thought I really need to finish this enough to see if I like the size and I like the fit before I go making another whole other one in this gorgeous colour, to then realise that I don't like it. So although I am desperate to start it in the pink, because I'm a pink girly at heart, I love pink, sparkles, glitter, anything like that. I need to not do any more on this until I do enough where I can try this on. So I think that's what's been gearing me up to do this one as well. I'm going to have one in green and one in this gorgeous pink. And finally, for the projects that I'm actually acknowledging right now, I have a fallen soldier. It's very sad, actually. So these were the very first socks I ever knit, and I was so excited, and I absolutely loved them, and I've worn them non-stop, as you can tell by the pilling, and I've barely washed them, which is really dirty, to be honest, but I think I've just been scared. So I decided, I'm going to wash them that day. This same day, which was yesterday, I don't know why I was saying that day, I felt like, that's a bit weird. And I looked, what on earth? I think I must have stood on something that's ripped it, because this one looks absolutely fine. There's no kind of weak spots or beginning of holes or nothing. And this is like a big old hole, as well as these two, and it looks like eyes. It could be like a face mask, a balaclava for a dog. Yeah, so this is the first time I'm gonna figure out how to fix a sock, which I don't know how to do yet. I'm gonna watch some videos, see what I do. I might do a little like patchwork design. I thought that might be cute. I do think I've got some of this yarn left over, but the difficulty is, I think I've just dribbled down my chin. The difficulty is it is self-striping. So whether I've got the yarn where I can patch it up properly, or whether to just make an obvious different patch, and I think that'll look quite cute actually. So I will show you how I end up fixing these in the future. Next we're on to my acquisitions, if that's the right word, I'm hoping it is. So I don't need to show you the Tvini and the Filcolana, but I do love them. Also I want to mention the Filcolana, not itchy at all. Feels really nice actually, and it's so squidgy, and although it is alpaca like the Ishgar one, it's not scruffy at all. It's just fluffy like a mohair really, so I'm quite happy with that. But I've also bought some hand-dyed yarns. I've got two here, and I've got two coming in the post, which I'm very excited about. But the ones I've got here, I'm chucking them around. The first is this Camel's yarn. I absolutely adore this. I think it's so gorgeous. It's got these kind of browns, greens, pinks, blues. And this is their Moorland to the Sea range. Camel's yarn, it's all inspired by like Cornwall and different things like that. And I absolutely adore every single thing that they sell. It's gorgeous. But the issue is it's always sold out, the ones that you want. And this one I had to pre-order. So she put on her Instagram and the pre-order was open. Unfortunately, I'd seen it as she put it on and immediately bought it. It took 6 weeks to come, which it's well worth the wait. But the issue is I just don't want to, I don't want to ball it up. I want to keep it because I just think it's so pretty. Like the little tag, it's just gorgeous. But I got this in, it's 100% superwash merino, it's the double knit, and in 100 grams you get 225 meters. And so what this is going to be is a hot water bottle cover. So at Christmas time I made loads of people hot water bottle covers and they were so cute. If I remember, I'll put up some photos. And I was so jealous because I was like, I want a hot water bottle cover. So this is my designated hot water bottle cover scheme. And when I get round to it, and when I feel brave enough to ball it up because it's so pretty, I will do so. But it feels wonderful, really, really soft. And if I could have got more than one, well, I could have at the time when I pre-ordered it, but I didn't. I just panicked. I just wanted one. I didn't have a clue what I was going to make with it. But yeah, so gorgeous. And then finally, I've got the Leigh Family yarn 4-ply. This is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And in this 100 grams is 425 meters. So what happened with this is I was watching a YouTube video of this woman, and I really can't remember her name. And she went to Leigh Family Yarn and she was dyeing them, and I thought it was so pretty, and I really enjoyed watching her YouTube video, and I just wanted to support her really. And it was the first one I'd ever watched of her, but I just thought, you're cracking, you. And yeah, so this is in Spuddle. She also has a one called Herkle Durkle, and I really wish I bought that now. I suppose I still could. But my plans with this is I want to make some midsummer socks with them. I think midsummer socks are really cute. I've never made that design before. So yeah, that's what I'm going to make with this one. Finally, I've got 2 yarns from Dandelion and Dogwood. At Christmas, I got a gift voucher for them, and I've just been kind of sitting back and scouting out any that I'd like. So I got 2 4-ply sock yarns because I feel like I really want to make some more socks. I mean, I never finish them, but I really want to. And so I got one in 90s Shell Suit, I believe it was called, and the other one is Lustwear, can't remember, but I'll put a photo up on the screen. So I'm really excited for them to come. And I've left half of the voucher to just wait and see if any others come up that I really like the look of. But next, I'm going to talk about some things that I've been wanting to make. So for starters, I want to make the Daydreamer cardigan by Veronica Lindberg, and I think that's Kutivakika. I basically watched a YouTube video of someone making one today, and it was in this neon colour, and I just thought that looks so fun. And on the photo that Veronica's put on, it's in this really bright lilac-y purple colour. So I do think I'm going to make one of them. It's in a chunky yarn, I believe, worsted, 10-ply, in a really fun colour. I just thought, why not? It looks gorgeous. I'm just going to kind of whiz through my plans because I feel like I've talked a lot. The next one is the Hackett jacket, and that's published Ryle Ruth Knitwear Designs. I absolutely love every single one of them. So in the photos, there's loads of different variations that you can do. Off the mark now, I definitely want to do the one that's tied with the bow. I think it's absolutely to die for. So that one I definitely want to make and will make. It's just on the long list of ones that I want to make. Another is the Amy slipover. I think this is really sweet. And I love a slipover or a vest. And I love this kind of lace look to it. I think it's really bonny. And so I have no idea what kind of yarn I'd make this up in. I think I could either go really fun or not. And sometimes I think you can get a beautiful yarn, but it takes away from the pattern. And because of this lace, I'd like it to be like one colour rather than like variegated or anything. But yeah, so I need to have a good think about that one. Also the December bow by Petite Knit. That's what I'm going to use this Iscar Soft Fine yarn for. I think it'll just be really cute. Would it go with this outfit? I'm not very good at colours, as I've previously discussed. So that's what I'm definitely going to do for this one. Also with the Filcolana Alva, I'm going to make the Penny Gloves by Petite Knit. That is another Petite Knit one, wow. Clearly like Petite Knit. This is because I've seen someone on a podcast make the Penny Gloves and I thought they were really sweet. And so that's what I'm going to do with this one. And one that I need to cast on relatively soon if I want to wear it in this kind of spring summer season is the Margaret Tee by Johanna Gerrich. I'm not very good with names. And it's, I think, really pretty. It's tied in the middle with these cute little bows. It's a very light, airy cardigan that you can put over a cute little dress. and it's got this mohair frill around the waist and the sleeves, and I just think it's really sweet. So this one is definitely going to be cast on pretty soon, to be honest, in very similar colour to what they've made it in, really, in this kind of light colour to go with more dresses. So I really love that one. And finally, the last plan really I've got, that's in my near future. I've got 12,000 million plans, but in my near future, my last one is the Beatrix cardigan by Gregory Fibers. This I absolutely adore. It's got the cables, it's got all the texture. I really like how the buttons are with the little cute pearls. And I really like it in the colour that the designer's done as well. I think it's really, really sweet. This one, however, I'm just not 100% sure yet about starting it, because when I've gone in the projects, some that people have done I'm not that much of a fan of, and then some I absolutely love. So I really need to make sure that if I do choose to do it, number one, my gauge is perfect, so we'll have to do a gauge swatch. And number two, that it's in the right yarn, because I think it'll make or break it. And I did say I was on a yarn buying ban, but that ended pretty quickly, to be honest. It brings me joy. I don't have kids, I don't go out drinking, or I don't smoke. So what the hell, if I want to buy yarn, I'll buy yarn. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this has been a bit more kind of laid out properly, where in my other one I got very distracted and ended up just making a poppy vest. So I feel like this one's a bit more structured. It's really tricky talking as well when you can't see yourself, because I do feel like I'm talking to myself. I just want to say thank you so much for the people who commented. It has brought me so much joy, and every time I see another subscriber I just get so excited, because I just feel like I'm making friends, and it's just nice to engage with people online about a hobby that I absolutely love. So thank you for that, and if you like it, like the video and subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely day.